Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to MarketStream.live. It is April 26th. Almost got it. 2017. My name is Joseph Cusick. I'm with the Cusick Group, securities offered by Money Block. This is the overnight action report. This is where we take a look at Asia, see what's been trading overnight, because it's going to set the tone today for both Europe and action here in the United States. So let's jump in and take a look. The first index in the first area of Asia that we want to take a look at is Japan. The Japanese Nikkei finished up quite impressively, up 1.1%. That's good for a 210-point gain at 19,289.40. Best performing index in Asia overnight. Some of the catalysts was, as you can see, this pair. The US dollar has been trading quite well comparative to the yen. The yen is actually, at this stage, trading at its lowest levels that we've seen in a couple weeks. Even though the dollar is down below 100, the yen has been dropping more significantly. That has really been the catalyst, specifically over the last couple of sessions. You can see that this pair has just been running the upside. What does that mean? That means that the US dollar is stronger than the yen. That means that for specific multinational stocks in Japan, and Japan is a huge exporter, they are going to really have an advantage if in fact the yen weakness continues. So we'll see that the Nikkei has popped as that pair. In other words, the dollar stays stronger than the yen, or the yen gets weaker than the dollar, however you want to look at it. Ever since we've seen that, plus with the fact that we saw that we have some clarity in the French elections, the Nikkei has been shooting up, getting above its 20 and 50-day moving averages. That's critical if you want to be, if you're having bullish exposure or looking or look to add bullish exposure to the Nikkei or Japan specifically. This is what you want to see if you're playing the upside in Japan. Now, taking a look at the Shanghai Composite, also what's notable too, before I move on from Japan, you saw Honda and Toyota Motors. Watch those two names, especially Toyota here in the States trade. They were up basically about 2%. So they actually were up higher than the general market. They're net exporters of their vehicles. Let's watch that very closely, especially now that we're starting to see the Trump administration put some trade tariffs out there. We saw yesterday that they put a tariff on Canadian lumber. Let's see how they're going to work around cars and car manufacturing. There's been a lot of scuttlebutt about that since we're still in the heat of tax reform and a spending bill that needs to get done. Sounds like it's going to, but we'll have to wait and see. Those two names did very well overnight, Honda, Toyota Motors. Taking a look at the Shanghai Composite, it is on the plus side for the second straight day. Finished up basically 0.2%, as you can see. That's good for a $6.28 move to the upside. The index is trading right now at 3140.84. It's still right on its 200-day moving average. What's notable here is that there is continued concern that there's going to be tighter regulatory standards that are going to be put in place by the Chinese government, both in the investment world as well as the property world. So any type of tightening there, that could slow those segments down. Those are huge catalysts for the market. And ever since those headlines have been coming out, you've seen that the market in China has been pulling down to the 200-day moving average if you look at the Shanghai Composite on a daily chart. We're going to watch this one very closely. Traders there were unenthused by the fact that the People's Bank of China did do another capital infusion. There was about 80 billion yuan. But because of that, in spite of that liquidity injection, you still see that the concerns about the tighter regulatory standards, both in the property markets as well as in the trading markets, that's got them on edge. Now, that did not stop the Hang Seng. The Hang Seng finished up 0.5%. That's good for a 122-point pop to the upside in Hong Kong at 24,578. Probably the biggest driver that you're seeing right now in Hong Kong, as we had noted yesterday morning is the gaming area, casinos, Galaxy Sands, Wynn Macau. They're the best performing stocks right now, and they were catalyzed overnight by the fact that we saw really good earnings from Wynn Casinos here in the United States. That is now percolating over there. So you saw the likes, as we had mentioned, Galaxy Sands, Macau, and other gaming names moving to the upside. We saw financials staying firm in spite of the fact that there is concern on the mainland, as we noted in the Shanghai Composite, of tighter regulatory standards. But the gaming names really kept the Hang Seng to the upside. All right, folks, that is it right now for the overnight action report for Asia. Join me at 8:45 Eastern, 7:45 Central. I'm going to be talking about everything that's going on in Europe, and there's quite a bit to talk about. Well, so we'll see you then here at MarketStream.live.